Hey there, welcome to Hempatite Homestead, where there's always something to do. And today I'm going to introduce you to my Atlantic Giant pumpkins, and I'm going to build some shade for those. They're starting to get big enough now where the sun will bake those outer layers of that pumpkin and won't allow it to grow anymore. So while I'm gathering up some materials for that, check out this little bit of me taking care of my glass gem corn. Hey there, it's been about 2 weeks since I told you I was going to have knee-high weeds in the corn, and I really haven't given the corn a second thought since then, and that's exactly what I got. So, take a look here, I'll let you see that. Yeah, so knee-high weeds is exactly what I got going on. I'm trying to remedy that situation today. I'll pull all the weeds out, and I'm going to use the hay like I did over in the pumpkins and create a nice little mulch bed for them. And this is probably going to take me all day. So I've already got a little start here. This is what I got going on. There's a pile I took out already. And then I'm going to do a little extra here. These, I mounted this dirt up on these. That's not a good example there. Let me cover that back up. I'll show you what I was finding while I was getting these weeds out of here. This is, the root system was kind of exposed. So as I'm pulling the weeds away from it, I've been mounding up dirt, hilling the dirt around these and trying to help them out a little bit. These over here are the glass gem corn from Baker's Creek, and these over here are just sweet corn. And yeah, it's gonna take me all day, so I better get moving. A lot better than I thought it was going to, actually. I'm halfway done maybe with the weed pulling anyway, but I just wanted to stop and talk about a few things. So for starters, see these guys right here. See how I got all these stalks growing in here, and I'm positive that I only put one kernel in each hole. But so if you've grown this glass gem heritage corn before, you know that. Is that common for it to do from one kernel, or did I get more kernels in that spot than I thought I did? And something else I'd like to know is this is the first time I've ever done it. So have you eaten it? And if so, how'd you cook it and what it tastes like? Yeah, I don't really know what the uses of it are for. I got to do some research on that. And those are some things that cross my mind while I'm out here pulling weeds. And if you got the answers to those questions, drop them down there in the comments and let me know. All right, back to weeding. Alright, so there it is. Again, I used hay that was left over from last year that wasn't going to be used. It's not the ideal mulch, but I want it to hold moisture in and keep the weeds at bay, and I think it's going to be fine for that. I took the deer net down. The deer net, the primary purpose of that was to keep the chickens out of it after we seeded it and while the plants were young. Not so much worried about that anymore. The deer still may be a problem. They may get a little bit of it, but that's okay because we eat them too. If the deer become too intrusive, I'll just put the deer net right back up. I just left it laying right here rolled up. Left my poles up in case it has to happen. So it's 24th of July. I'm not sure how much longer this stuff has to go, but again, if you've eaten this glass gem corn, grown it, shoot me some comments. Let me know what to do with it. Let me know how you cooked it, how you served it, how it tasted. And I'd really like to feature this over there in our homestead kitchen one day. So if you want to see how this turns out, make sure you hit that subscribe button and come back and check this corn out. So if you remember last time we looked at that corn, it was on Turkey Independence Day, and it's been about 2 weeks now. Let's check in on those guys and see how they're doing. Look how big they've gotten in that short amount of time. They are almost ready for us to let them out here and start free ranging. There's one lesson you saw last time. We lost a blue slate hen. From the research we did, it looked like parasite. So we currently have all these guys going through a little medicated regimen trying to prevent any more losses. And when that's done, then we're going to take this netting down here and let them have at it. And then one more thing we checked on that day was Cher's chicks. Let's go see how she's doing. There's the daddies, one of them. Them are our ducks. There goes Blondie. Right. There's Cher. She's on about day 23 or 24 right now, and she has not hatched any yet. So we don't think the bantam eggs are going to hatch. But she is sitting on a bunch of eggs that these bigger hens laid in there. And by what we can figure, they're about 6 days behind. So we're going to give her 3 or 4 more days and see what happens. We thought we had some hatching activity in there yesterday, and we did not. But hopefully she's going to hatch some chicks in here. We really hope she does, because it seems like a waste for her to be sitting there for 3 weeks and no chicks. How you doing, Cher? You got any chicks in there? All right. No chicks today, but we'll definitely let you see that when it happens. If it happens, and we hope it does.
All right. YouTube, Hematite Homestead followers, welcome to my Atlantic Giant pumpkin patch. So let me explain what's going on here, and then I'll take the camera off the stand and I'll show you the pumpkins. So as I mentioned before, you know, Atlantic Giant, you want it to get real big, and the sun will bake the outer shell of it and not allow it to expand anymore. So one of my wife's favorite things is the 3 R's. Let's see, reuse, recycle, and repurpose, and that's exactly what I'm doing. This is an old pool cover, and I'm going to use it to shade these pumpkins. You can kind of see through it. I've got some 30% shade over there in the other pumpkin patch that I bought on Amazon. I'm thinking that this is a little more than that. I'm going to call it 40-50%. Probably want around 70% on these guys, but I'm getting ready to go out of town for a few days, so I want to get this one there right away and make sure that they'll be good and taken care of while I'm gone for a few days. So there's that. And then these, I'm going to pound these in the ground, and I'm going to use the tie wrap and put some 1/2-inch pecks on those and just make a little hoop house, and I'll put this on top of that. All right, so let me introduce you to the pumpkins. These are, I have 4 plants growing in here. This is one here. This is one here. This is one over here. And then this is the youngest one, the 4th one. And this one, it's got a little pumpkin on there. And then the rest of them are all going pretty well. There's a nice one there with my hand on it so you can kind of see what the size is. That's not the biggest one though. These 2 over here are in a race to see who's going to be the biggest one. There's that one. And I've already pulled off all the other pumpkins. You only want one to grow on each vine. Oh, put back over, camera. There we go. And then can't hardly get the camera in here to this one. And then this one. This is the biggest one right here. So they went from being the size of the first one you just saw to being this size in about a week and a half. And I've been watering at the root system daily. I'm burying the runners in the dirt and feeding them water. And this is the first time I've ever done this, and I don't know what I'm doing. I watch lots of YouTube videos on growing Atlantic Giants, and this is what I got. So learning experience this year. Next year I hope to do better. I need to start them a lot sooner to get the size pumpkins I'm looking for in the time frame. But that's what we got going on. So let's get some shade up on these things. Alright, so I'm going to take these and very carefully put them in the ground all around this pumpkin. And hopefully you can hear me. There's a lot of construction projects going on with the neighbors today, it sounds like. Yeah, it's going the wrong direction. I want it this way. Okay. Alright, I gotta take the mic off for a second so I can reach over here. I'm trying really hard to stay off these vines. See if I can get the camera angled down here a little more for you. I'm just going to slip that down in that tie wrap and poke it in the ground a little bit. Just zip tie me. Pull the zip tie tight, and I'm going to make a little hoop over top of this. Alright, there's what I ended up with. There's one on the left, one in the middle, and one on the right. And that is, I did not do the little tiny one. I'm not worried about it yet. The leaves are still protecting it pretty well. So you can see that there's the first one, and the next two look way better. So like I said in the introduction video, you know, learning as we go and making it up as we go along, and there's a good example of that. That one looks kind of like a tent in the middle, and these are two nice little shade houses. So aside from this, you know, come in here and pet these guys, talk to them, tell them bedtime stories, whatever it takes to get them nice and big. So if you as always, make sure you subscribe and come back and see if I can grow Atlantic Giant pumpkins. So by the magic video, I knew that I was going to put this on the tail end of the corn video. And just a few seconds ago, or a few minutes ago, you watched this update on Cher. She didn't hatch any chicks. So we are actually about a week later now. And you can see there she has a chick. And she's got another one underneath there she's not letting us see. So about 4 hours after we gave the update that she hadn't hatched any chicks, then she hatched one. And then the following morning she hatched the second one. And then she came off the nest the following day. So 2 chicks is what we got. They look like they're Americanas. They were blue eggs. and we got a whole slew of Americanos around here, and they were laying in the box, so that's what they look like they were. So there's Cher's chicks, 2 chicks, and she won't let me in there. I don't want to get pecked. I'm going to leave her alone. But if you follow us on Facebook, there's been plenty of these guys on Facebook. My wife's keeping them well posted. Hello, there we go. Yeah, look at that. Alright, so as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like and follow us, and we'd love to have you join us right here on this wonderful homestead journey, Hematite Homestead. We'll see you next time.